All right, and welcome back to the New Music Exchange. I'm here with, my name is Raymond Tyler, but nobody cares about that. We're here with Sylver Logan Sharp, who sang with Nile Rodgers and Chic. And if you missed the first part of the interview, she name dropped all the disco gods that she kind of maneuvered around. She threw Luther Vandross in there. For some of you younger folks, Luther used to sing with a disco band called Change.
Changed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. But
No,
we're
I,
gonna ask you a little bit more about your disco pedigree, because like I said, we respect disco
yes,
big
sir.
time on this show. Um, and reason being because you don't get to hip hop without coming through disco.
You don't. You better say that. That should be on a t-shirt, sir. That
Right,
should be
right,
on a
right, right.
t-shirt.
In order to
You
get
don't get to
listen,
disco.
well
You got
we've
you
talked about
gotta get my
musical cultures behind the
I have to
scenes
write that
before.
down. I have to write that down. You
Yeah.
said to
So
I have to write this down. To get to disco, to hip hop, to hip hop, you have to go through to
you
go
have to go through disco.
through disco. That is so true. I'm going to quote you on that on a
Right.
t-shirt.
Well,
Watch what I tell you.
you and
That's
I
good.
have
Disco.
discussed different musical cultures before, and so um, I would just say, in order to get to hip hop music, you got to go through disco, you got to go through James Brown, and you have to go through country and western. And a lot of people don't realize how
Mm,
closely authentic, I ain't talking about mumble rap, but authentic hip hop is
right, right,
to
right.
country and western.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but anyway, let's talk about the brand new single,
Yeah.
"No More Color Lines." And before I even get to that, congratulations, because I know number 45 was bringing you. I won't say all the way down, but so you got a new president coming. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Yes. Listen, I am not the most political person, but I recognize the fact that it is necessary and this is the world we live in. I am proud to be in America. I'm proud to be a Black woman who is a business owner and an artist and an entrepreneur in this world that we live in. It is a very humbling place to be because there are a lot of women and a lot of people that are not so fortunate, despite the challenges that we have. But somebody with some heart, somebody with some experience, somebody that is able to recognize, past wrongs or be able to adjust because that ain't working is just at the core of who what needs to be at least a third of how somebody runs the country, any country. You know what I mean? I know it's business, but
Right,
people make the business, and without people, you ain't got no business.
right,
So,
right,
you know what I'm saying? So, at some level, you just can't go killing everybody and not giving a crap about it. You just
right,
can't,
right, right.
and have no remorse. So, I just think, God bless them, and let's keep it moving. Let's keep
Okay.
it moving. We got work to do. So,
Right, right, right,
hence no more color lines.
right.
No more color lines is a song, and there it goes. No more color lines is actually a reworking of a song that Daryl and I wrote, and the maestro just entered the building. That we wrote several years ago, originally named "Don't Give Up on You." There he is. There
There
he
he
is,
is.
ladies and gentlemen, the maestro, Mr. Daryl L.A. Hunt,
How are you? How are you?
producer and writer, co-writer of
The
said
snazzy
song,
guy,
the snazzy guy
Very
right now.
snazzy.
He's been,
For what day is this? Wednesday.
right. That's right. That's just how he
just because
rolls.
it's a Wednesday. That's how it is.
He came in. He just came in from. Daryl is the minister of music at Community Praise Church in Alexandria, Virginia, and he's also the music director of contemporary worship at the Washington National Cathedral. So he is
Mm,
often quite snazzy in
okay.
between producing records and mixing stuff and writing songs and
Okay.
being the co-host of Feel Better Friday and all that stuff. So we live in it full time all the time. But anyway, where was I?
We were
Where was
talking
I?
about we were talking about the new single "No More Color Lines."
Yes, No More Color Lines. Daryl and I wrote that song about 13 years ago. And it's a song that just even then, even 13 years ago, it's just how long we've been doing. I think, my thought pattern, was even like, what if this I had this concept of, what if everybody for one day just couldn't see everything everybody saw was just in black and white, so to speak. Even or you have no vision, you just have to sense and feel and listen and kind of touch, and you don't get to see, because when you can see, you instantly, almost automatically have a judgment, even if it's a good judgment. You just sort of, it's just what we do innately because you have the gift of sight. But if you didn't have the gift of sight, or for people that don't have the gift of sight, you know, it's like they have to trust, they have to feel, they have to sort of sense your energy. And so the line, imagine a world where no one has color for skin. Imagine a place where everyone only stands to win. Some of us call our world a peaceful place. But if you could go back, think of everything you changed. That's a thought that I really had in my head. Boy, if you could really get a do-over, what would you do? How would you play this? How would you act? And so that's how the song was born and written, and now here we are. And asking my wonderful singing friends to come join me on this was because we're at a time where we can't connect, we can't get together. And I probably wouldn't have done this if we weren't in a pandemic and unable to come together. I just would have been working on something else because I got tons of other songs that I need to finish. But I wanted to post something that was relevant to what we were going through after all the rioting and all the, you know, um, racial tension that's been going on.
Right.
And so I'm like, Don't Give Up on You is a perfect song, but I needed to put a different spin on it. And asking, when I thought, well, you should do it. Well, why don't you call, see if everybody would do their thing. So, and after, Kirk Franklin did it with his song Smile. My friend, Mark, Take Six, they did it with their song Spread Love. It's amazing.
Right.
And
Are
I
you
thought,
familiar with DJ Cassidy?
yeah, 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 yeah. He's probably not familiar with me, but yeah, but yeah, I so am. You
Okay.
know,
All
I
right.
love to go and holler through his show too. But yeah, it just sort of, it all came together. Everybody sent some great stuff, singing their faces off, and I tried to, put together something really great. And so
It's
far,
special.
so good.
It's special.
It's special.
Can you allow somebody who is a DJ but not a singer to make an observation?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the song doesn't hit me as a quote unquote disco song. However,
No, you mean No
however,
More Color Lines?
yes.
Oh yeah,
How,
it's so not a disco song.
however, where it lines up with the best disco songs is when you hear it, even if you're having a rotten day, it gives you that immediate jolt of hope and inspiration.
Wow.
We are family. Ain't no stopping us now. Good times.
Yeah.
I dare anybody, anywhere who's miserable to hear that bass line. Boom, boom, boom,
It's kind of
boom, boom, boom,
impossible.
boom, 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 boom. My day ain't that bad.
Right, right, right. No, and here's the thing about disco for me, right? I am more, believe it or not, being able to be, in chic allowed me at a very young age to pay homage to singers I've been listening to for years. Um, and have worked with. I have worked with, my girl from Taste of Honey. I have worked with
Wow.
Anita Ward. I have worked with Maxine, Maxine, all of them.
Maxie Nightingale.
Yes, I've worked with Martha Wash, who I just, oh my God. And they, Donna Summer, I had the opportunity to do VH1 Divas with Donna Summer. CHIC was the the band that played for everybody, and Donna Summer was on the gig, and she bought some silverware for me and everything. It was great. I have a beautiful picture of her in one of my necklaces. May she rest and sing in the heavens. But it allowed me, they are disco divas. They are the bar at which it is set. They are, the ones who did it first. And I am more like a dance princess who was able to come into the disco world, amen, because
Okay.
they laid the foundation, and
Right.
I can come in chic and then represent, but bring my little thing to it. My music, Sylver Logan Sharp music. See, I write a song, and then we actually have a house mix of Don't Give Up on You, but
You
it's
you
me
got to.
singing
You
it.
got to have one.
Yeah, but it's me singing it and not this collaboration of
Okay.
singers, right?
Okay.
This was done because, first of all, it's the original track.
Right.
Second of all, if it's going to be radio friendly, much as I hate that word, you kind of have to, have that middle of the road thing. Like I have a friend of mine right now working on a go-go mix because I too have a go-go following and a house following,
Right.
and
Right.
that
Right.
whole thing. And so, and it's the kind, but for my house version, I actually sang the whole song down differently. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But it's funny. You might just have to put this mix to a house disco esque beat. But the stuff that I have done in that world, allowed me to really step into it. I grew up on it. I was raised on them singers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And the one and a few earlier ones than that. In
Yeah.
addition to some great bands, and
Yeah.
that's what lived in my house musically. You
Well, I
won't never
tell you.
hear, you know,
Yeah.
my mother
At,
took me to a Jackson 5 concert when I was a little kid. My grandmother took me to
see,
see
now
James
I'm jealous.
Brown with her Catholic self, took me to
Right.
see James Brown. So when I was like 5 and 7, so
Yeah.
I got it.
Here's the thing that amazes me to this day. I know how disco affects me, but as a DJ, uh, especially if I'm doing like a mixed crowd,
Yeah.
the music that gets people up the quickest, the most, um, Donna Summer and Brooklyn
Oh,
Dreams, heaven knows.
oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
the Emotions,
I'm
Best of My
choreographing.
Love, and
Right.
uh, Boogie Wonderland.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
September.
choreographing a show right now with those songs in it for some singers here in DC. I'm the host of the show, but I'm also another thing people don't know about me is that I'm a dancer from way back, a choreographer, and I'm
Okay.
choreographing their show. And they are some singing fools. One of the girls and I went to Duke Ellington together
Oh,
and
okay.
in high school, and we used to sing those songs even then.
Wow.
So now they're doing this tribute show, and it's woo, when I tell you they're killing it.
Well,
And
well,
I was able to tour with the Emotions with Chic. So when I tell you, even though we were the headliners, I came out every night and I was like this. And
I
then
hear you.
intermission would come and I would go change and get ready for our set. But I watched them, Evelyn Champagne King,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
Evelyn Champagne King, Candy Staten.
Yep.
Who else was on that show? Um, the Emotions. Oh God, somebody else I'm not thinking of right now. But I was in
Well,
heaven on this tour.
well, listen, I definitely want to hear more about it, but I'm up against some time, so
Yes.
I want to drop No More Color Lines before we play it, and I'm going to ask you some other questions on the other side.
Okay.
Can you tell the people some of the voices that they're going to hear on this mix?
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, we called a bunch of our rock star friends, as I say, and asked them to participate. And so that would include Howard Hewitt, It would include a little snippet of Will Downing. It would include CeCe Peniston. It would include my guy Rachel Lamar, who you may remember from The Voice. I think it was season 13 of The Voice. Let's see who else is in there. Cheryl Pepsi Riley is singing for the gods. There's another newcomer that you may not know. She's kind of in a different circuit. Her name is Jasmine Jacobs. She's ridiculous. Raymond Reeder, who Raymond Reeder wrote "When I'm With You" for Tony Terry.
Okay.
Raymond Reeder wrote "What About the Children?" Not "What About the Children." "Save the World." Thank you, for Yolanda Adams.
Okay.
He wrote some stuff with Angela Winbush.
Oh, wow.
So and the
Okay.
Isleys, and he's a singer songwriter. He's in there. I have another friend of mine named Carmelita Cothran, and she is a sign language interpreter. So I have her in there signing the hook and the bridge of the song.
Okay.
I mean, and there's some singers in there you might not know yet, but you will know. Victoria Purcell Cohen and Daye. They are all solo artists in their own right. Roz White, they're all about to drop singles right now as independents. But myself and Roz and Victoria, we used to sing with Yolanda Adams. We all earned Grammys for the Live at Constitution Hall, The Experience recording with Yolanda Adams, and so did Daryl. And
Okay.
so that's not everybody is that household name like some of the others are, but
They all
yes, it's
bring the
great. They
fire though.
sang their faces off, and hopefully this video will not only bring awareness to what we're singing about, but help you follow them too, because they're great artists and you're missing out on some good music. Jasmine's got some music coming out. Victoria's got some music coming out. Ratian
Okay.
just released 2 singles. He's got a song called Stand Up that's incredible, that also speaks to, the kind of
Okay.
social injustice that we're dealing with. So
Make
I
sure
say all
you
that
you put
because,
them in touch with me.
yeah, I say that because, we're, this is what we're doing. This is what we're all doing. And artists who are out there, my friends, there's some that wanted to participate but couldn't. Eric Roberson and Mesa and Tony that, are really good friends. They were just busy at the time, and yay for being busy at a
Right.
time when none of us are working and we're not
Right.
touring and we're not gigging and we're singing on Zoom.
I'm
but
sorry.
but no. I mean, listen, grateful that we can sing on Zoom. Grateful that there's a way to do it,
Yeah.
Grateful that there is a live button on my Facebook and YouTube channel,
Right. Right.
So don't want too much exclusivity. I'll be over it in another 5 minutes,
Right.
but at least we are able to do stuff. And before all this happened, folks were telling me, that's why one of the reasons that we started doing Feel Better Friday was because, my little gurus that were, about to start running my pages were like, well, you need to be a little more raw, a little bit more accessible. And people want to see, how you know, more personality, more this, not just you on stage and all the glam and glitz. And so I said, okay, fine. Daryl sat at the piano. I got my phone and, we started just singing, just no mics, no frills, no nothing.
Right.
That is now Feel Better Friday.
Okay.
But that's what we started doing. And so now you can see Howard, you can see Tony Terry on Tuesday nights, and you can see Howard Hewitt when he does his thing and all that, because now we're all online,
Yeah.
singing through the pandemic, and
Yeah.
housing out through the pandemic.
Right. Right. I I haven't met Howard Hewitt yet. But
Really?
Tony Terry was one of the first radio guests I had. And
Wow.
let me tell you how real he is. He was staying at a hotel here in Atlantic City area, and he said, "Well, how do I get to the station?" So I said, I really can't afford to send a car for you, but I'll see if I can. He said, "Man, you better come pick me. If you going to the station, I can ride with you."
Yeah.
So here I am in my bucket, going to pick up Tony Terry to bring him to the daggone radio station. So he's a very good dude. All right, so we're gonna we're going to take a break here on Zoom, but we're actually going to play the single No More Color Lines on the radio. And then when we come back, we're going to wrap up the interview.
Okay.
And I want to thank you because we're in the overtime now, but I didn't want to keep you longer than I promised, but
It's all good.
thanks.
It's a lot of information. You know what I mean? When you start talking about chic stuff, it's like, okay, let me explain.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the Light, the New Music Exchange. So proud to bring you No More Color Lines, written and produced by Sylver Logan Sharp and Daryl
Hunt.
Hunt.
Yes.
Because I don't want no problems.